All right, let's do this. Welcome to another episode of cool stuff that I've gotten in the mail. This time, it's an actual unboxing, which I've never done before, and this is an enormous box. You can tell by shaking it, there's some kind of liquid inside of it. I'm having to voice over because I did record audio while I was doing this, or I thought I did, but my mic was disabled. First thing that you're gonna see is an absolute ton of plastic wrap. And then there's a smaller box. We'll open that later. I wanna figure out what else is in here first. Here is all that plastic wrap. All right, so looking inside, I'm gonna grab the first thing I notice, which is this blue thing. It looks like a bar mat. It is a bar mat. Check that out. Oh my God, clean bar mat. I love that. And they also sent me a hoodie, and here you can tell, obviously, this is from Blue Coat Gin. And on the back it says, "Be revolutionary," which, since my tagline is always stay tricky, I can definitely identify with that. Putting it on, I forgot that my main camera doesn't have autofocus. It's set to only focus on whoever's behind the bar, but here we are. And zipping it up, it fits, and it's incredibly soft. Thank you guys for sending me this. I really do appreciate it. All right, going back, I'm gonna keep that on for the rest of the video. I also have recipe cards, which, believe it or not, are actually incredibly helpful to have at any bar, especially a home bar, because it gives you something to sort of reference back to without having to flip through a book. There's also a letter here addressed to Nico Coint. The last 4 letters of my username, I guess, are not on there, but that's all right. It looks handwritten, so I think I'm gonna read that at the near end of the video, so I'm gonna put that away for a second. This is the heaviest thing in this box. I can barely get it out. It's wrapped in so much plastic wrap. All right, I think I've got it. It's a handle of Blue Coat Gin, and look at this bottle. This thing is immaculate. And put that to the side. And then inside of this, I'm familiar with this kind of packaging, so I'm imagining this is probably a fifth of something. That's another Blue Coat Gin bottle. This is actually also their new packaging. They've also sent me a completely copper-plated or rose gold-plated, I'm not a metallurgist, so I don't know the difference, wine tool. And it's interesting because not only is the handle plated, but the hinge is also plated, and the corkscrew is plated, and the knife is plated. They've also sent me a can full of the botanicals they use to actually create the gin, or what I'm assuming are the botanicals they use to create the gin. There's a dehydrated lemon in there, and there's also a ton of juniper berries, which, if you know anything about gin, is the base for most gin flavors. So on top of all of that, they've also sent me some glassware. This is really high quality glassware, and the inlay and the etching and the labeling on the edge of the glass, it says Blue Coat Gin. I love it because it's barely noticeable, but even when you see it, it just looks so elegant. So Jean-Luc, I'm inviting him over onto camera to enjoy this with me, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read this card for you guys. So, fun fact, this is actually from another bartender whose name is also Nico. It's gonna be hard to believe, but I didn't send myself all of this stuff, I promise. And also, my handwriting isn't that good. So I'm gonna set this bar mat down. Jean-Luc and I are gonna try a little bit of this gin. Look at how beautiful that is, all the etching on the glass. Of course, no bottle is complete without a little bit of flair. Set the glasses down for you guys, and then we'll call this a martini pour, because I don't have enough time to actually make a full-on cocktail here. Smelling it, you get a whole lot of like earthy botanical flavors. So gins typically fall into 3 different categories. They're either citrusy, botanical, or just dry. This one is categorized as a dry gin, but I get a whole lot of botanicals from it, like eucalyptus and mint and stuff like that. If you haven't already, I highly recommend you check out Blue Coat Gin. You can find them on Google. You can also find them on the links on my profile.